This is AI Genesis Artificial Takeover, The Next Big Bang. Written by Donald Pitchforth, Jr. Read for you by Jerry Dugan. Chapter 1. Death of Creator. Detective Dan Cooper was at his desk when a call came in, requesting help in investigating a murder that had occurred near the junction of SR 84 and Ravenwood's Trail. As Detective Cooper approached the crime scene, he was surprised by both the location and the appearance of the victim. The victim was a young boy, about 15 years old, sitting against a utility pole along the trail. As Cooper examined the body, he noticed several gunshot wounds, 2 to the chest and 1 to the head. The boy was only wearing pants, no shirt, no shoes, no wallet, and no other identifying marks. As was his usual practice, Cooper took a photo of the victim with his phone. The boy looked like a nice young man, and it made no sense that he was here like this. This was going to be a very difficult case. Just another John Doe, he thought grimly. Later, at the medical examiner's office, the detective witnessed the examination. The killer had removed the slugs from the body and had also taken the empty bullet shells. There didn't appear to be anything on the body that could provide a viable DNA sample. It was going to be a hard case to solve. Just as Cooper began to resign himself to that fact, he noticed a very faint mark on the back of the boy's hand. He leaned in for a closer look and realized it was a UV label. He glanced at the ME, who had just turned on the UV lights, unintentionally helping reveal the clue. The label contained a picture made up of zeros and ones. 01, 01, 010. The detective recognized it immediately. Binary code, and it was telling him where the boy had been. He quickly returned to his office, back at his computer, and he soon discovered there had been a software hacking event at the local university. About 45 minutes later, he arrived on campus and headed straight to the administrator's office. After explaining the reason for his visit, he was quickly brought to the event's organizers. He was introduced to Professor Sam Heath, his student teacher, Dale Reese, and a main sponsor of the event named Stan Gibbon. When he showed them a picture of the young man, they were visibly shocked. "It's Clay Dearborn!" they all exclaimed. Professor Sam told the detective that Clay was a young genius coder who had developed a very intriguing concept for artificial intelligence. Clay had named his creation AI Self-Discovery and had warned the staff about the potential dangers it posed if not strictly controlled. Neither Sam nor Reese had actually seen the code, as it was stored only on Clay's personal computer at home and not connected to any network. It was isolated, using a method known as an air gap, a complete disconnection from any wireless or wired networks. This ensured the software couldn't be accessed or stolen remotely. Detective Cooper decided to locate Clay's computer and visit his home to look for any possible evidence. Reese volunteered to accompany him to help analyze the computer. Stan, who had been silently observing the conversation, finally spoke up. He reminded both the professor and his assistant that the software belonged to him. He had been funding Clay's rent and living expenses during development and wanted to make it clear any recovered code was his property. Detective Cooper turned to him and stated firmly that the software was now evidence in a murder investigation. It would be impounded by the police until the case was solved and any legal proceedings were concluded. Only then could Stan pursue a claim to recover the software. Detective Cooper and Reese jumped into Cooper's Jeep and headed to Clay's house. When they arrived, they found the front door open and another young man sitting, using a computer inside. Without hesitation, the detective rushed in, grabbed the young man away from the computer, and shoved him into another chair. Meanwhile, Reese immediately began checking the machine. "Who are you, and what are you doing here?" Cooper demanded.
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.